Assalamualaikum and hi. Today our group are going to present about Indah Water as a monopoly market structure. Our group has 5 members and we are going to let you know about overview of the firm and its core activity, definition and general characteristics of the market structure, production cost curve and revenue curve, the pricing strategy to maximize profit, equilibrium conditions in the short run and long run, discussion on the company recovery from COVID-19 pandemic, and the lastly about the advantage and disadvantage.
Hi, my name is Siti Afifah binti Sabri and my matrix number is 1232728.
My name is Aina Fatima binti Abu Jimmy. My matrix number 1232736.
Hi, my name is Nurul Hazali binti Muhammad Zaid. My matrix number is 1232756.
Hi, my name is Aisha binti Ahmad Shukri. My matrix number is 1232730.
Hi, my name is Aisyah binti Muhammad Sharul. My matrix number is 1232732.
First of all, I'm going to tell you the overview of Indah Water. Indah Water Consortium is Malaysia's national sewerage company owned by the Minister of Finance, incorporated to develop and maintain a modern and efficient sewerage system for all Malaysians. In 1994, the federal government awarded the company the concession for nationwide sewerage services, which prior to that was under the responsibility of local authorities. Since then, Indah Water has taken over the sewerage services from local authorities in all areas except Sabah and Sarawak. A modern and efficient sewerage system is vital for the country to ensure that wastewater is treated before being discharged into our rivers. This will help preserve the country's water resources, protect public health, and provide a cleaner and safer environment. Indah Water is now well positioned to undertake the vital task of ensuring that Malaysians today and in the future will be able to enjoy a clean and healthy environment through a proper and well-maintained sewerage system. To achieve their goal of becoming the best wastewater company, Indah Water Consortium is driven by their collective spirit to be knowledgeable about all aspects of wastewater management, including planning, design, construction, legislation, operation, maintenance, training, consultation, billing, collection, and customer service.
So let's move to another section, which is definitions and characteristics. We have two definitions here, market structure monopoly and Indah Water. For market structure monopoly, word monopoly was derived from the two words mono and poly. Mono refers to a single and poly refers to control. There is only one firm and many buyers in the market. It is arising when there are no close substitutes in the market because there is only one firm that can only sell a good in the market. Then, for Indah Water is a monopolistic market structure. This is because Indah Water is the only one that provides sewerage services. This is the only firm in Malaysia that mainly liable for operating and maintaining the public sewage treatment plants and network of underground sewerage pipelines. Hence, Indah Water is a monopolistic market because it is a non-competitive market. Indah Water also offers numerous services like connected services, dislodging, and blockage clearing. They focus on waste recovery, reusing byproducts like bioeffluent, biosolid, and biogas, and developing water reclamation plants. They also aim to turn wastewater into a valuable resources. So, let's move to the characteristics. Here, we have 5 characteristics. First is one seller and many buyers, where monopoly exists when there is only one seller in the market and there are many buyers. Second, product has no close substitutes. It means consumers have no choice other than what is produced by the monopolist, and they cannot find any substitutes of the product. Third, restriction on the entry of new firms, where there are strict barriers to the entry of new firms. Fourth, advertising. A monopolist does not need to advertise their product or services to increase sales because monopolists had the right to control the market and consumers know where to obtain the product and they have no choice to buy from other producers. And lastly, price maker. This is because the monopolies and the firm had the power to control the price in the market because there is no competition from other firms.
Now, I will explain production cost curve for Indah Water Consortium. Production cost curve is a graphical representation of the relationship between the amount of output generated by a monopoly firm and the associated expenses incurred in the manufacturing process. According to the graph, the quantity is represented by x-axis, meanwhile, price represented by y-axis. The curve that occurs in production cost curve firstly is marginal cost. Marginal costs represent the increase in total cost that arises from an extra unit of production. The marginal cost curve slope is upward due to the law of diminishing marginal returns. Secondly is marginal revenue. Marginal revenue represents how much additional revenue does the firm receive if it increases production by 1 unit. Marginal revenue curve slope downward because it must cut prices to increase unit sales. Lastly is demand curve. Demand curve is a pricing guide, which means will determine the price by identifying the point on the demand curve that is in line with the output quantity. On top of that, economic profit considers both explicit and implicit costs, which providing a more comprehensive measure of a firm's profitability. Next is revenue cost curve. Revenue cost curve is the relationship between the revenue generated by Indah Water and the level of provision service or production. The revenue curve will increase when sewerage service is expanded. This is due to an increased customer, higher service fees, or additional revenue stream from penalties.
So, let's go to another section, which is pricing strategy. In monopoly market structure, the goal of developing a pricing strategy is to maximize profits. The market price is determined by the demand for goods or services. If the monopoly wants to set the highest price possible and still be able to sell all goods manufactured, a monopoly must determine the correct level of output to maximize profits. A monopoly has an advantage over other market structures in determining prices in that consumers cannot easily exchange their product for a comparable one from a local provider. Here are some general considerations and pricing strategies that organizations like Indah Water might employ. So, firstly, regulatory compliance. Pricing schemes frequently must abide with laws and rules pertaining to public health and environmental protection. Pricing methods for wastewater treatment services should take compliance with any criteria or recommendations imposed by authorities into consideration. Next is cost plus pricing. A cost plus pricing strategy is one typical method. This entails figuring out the entire cost of delivering the service, which includes capital expenses, operating costs, maintenance, and a fair profit margin. The price per unit is then calculated by dividing the total cost by the volume of sewage treated. Last but not least, tiered pricing strategy. Based on capacity or consumption, tiered pricing might be applied. Customers that are residential, commercial, or industrial may be subject to different rates. This can provide equitable pricing depending on the effects of various customer types on the sewage treatment system and encourage the efficient use of water. So, last strategies that we have is incentive programs. Pricing strategies may include providing incentive to consumers who invest in water conservation projects or adopt eco-friendly behaviors. This can involve offering discount to companies that use environmentally friendly wastewater treatment techniques.
The table before shows that the price discrimination happens. Price discrimination happens when a firm charges a different price to different groups of consumers for an identical good or service. The tariff or sewerage charge of Indah Water was decided by the government based on the principles of affordability and equitability. It is to ensure that the collection from different categories of consumers are sufficient to finance the development and management of a modern and efficient sewerage system in Malaysia.
In this section, I will explain equilibrium condition in the short run and the long run. Equilibrium condition occur when the amount of output generated by the monopoly and associated price in the market have been determined. Monopoly market structure maximizes its profit by producing the level of output where marginal cost equal to marginal revenue. This is the point where the marginal cost curve intersects with the marginal revenue curve, and the corresponding price is determined by the demand curve as a monopoly has ability to set its own price based on equilibrium condition it chooses. This is defined as a market power. The possibility for a firm's equilibrium in monopoly have three possibilities. First, if the average cost equal to average revenue, the firms will earn normal profit. Secondly, if the average cost less than the average revenue, the firm will earn supernormal profit. And lastly, if the average cost more than average revenue, the firm will incur losses. In a monopoly market structure, the conditions for equilibrium in the short run are the same as those under perfect competition. The marginal cost is equal to the marginal revenue, and the marginal cost curve cuts the marginal revenue curve from below. In the context of business, the short run predicts that some input will be fixed and other will be variable at a specific future date. The concept of the short run in economy refers to the idea that an economy's behavior will change depending on how long it must take in a response to stimuli. The long run, which has no fixed expenses, is the opposite of the short run. Rather, expenses equalize to provide the required quantity of expenses at the most affordable cost.
Next, for the long-run equilibrium condition. For monopoly market structure, the conditions for equilibrium in the long run is determined by the intersection of long-run marginal cost curve and marginal cost curve. The long-term additional expenses incurred by the monopolies to create one more unit of production is illustrated by the LMC curve. In the meantime, the monopoly's incremental revenue over time from selling one more unit of output is represented by the MR curve. A span of time when all cost and production elements are variable is referred to as the long run. A company will eventually look for the manufacturing technique that enables it to generate the required amount of output at the most affordable price. The long run relates to the long run average cost curve, along which a corporation will minimize its costs per unit for each separate long run quantity of output. Internal economies of scale are being utilized when the LRAC curve is dropping and vice versa.
Company recovery. Company recovery strategies are the strategies used to preserve a company and prevent its shutdown. The key objective of company recovery strategies is to quietly identify and address the sources of its problem that may lead to its collapse. For example, in a situation where the company chooses wrong competitive strategy, hold too much debt, or unexpected drop in sales due to economic situation. All these actions need to be alert and be careful to keep the company stable and safe. By identifying the root cause of the problem, one can implement company recovery strategies that may lead to improvement. The possible solution and company recovery. So we have 4 possible solutions and company recovery. The number 1 is asset sale. If a business manages its capital well, having cash on hand can help it considerably in the short term. To make money, a company can divestiture of an asset and reduction of activities. Number 2 is cost reduction. Company recovery strategies aimed at reducing costs are most effective, especially when it comes to this situation. Firstly, when the company is about to close and bankrupt. Secondly, when the company cost structure is flexible enough to take radical measures to rectify it. Thirdly, when the company costs are inflated. Lastly, when ineffectiveness can be detected and action needs to be taken. Number 3, increasing revenue. There are several strategies to increase revenues, including price reduction, rapid product improvement, and increased sales efforts. A company must increase revenue and sales volume when cost reduction are not possible. Raising price is the fastest way to increase short-term income when there is low price elasticity of demand. Number 4, current business strategy revision. Reviewing this strategy can be done by a shift towards a new competitive approach to restoring the company's position in the market. Next, reviewing internal operation and functional strategies to better support the overall business strategies. Number 3, merging with another company in the industry and following the revised strategies based on the created synergies. Last but not least, reducing the number of goods and customers to a level that best suit the business existing resources. Reduce the operating costs by implementing energy efficiency measures and renegotiating contracts with suppliers. For example, invested in digital technologies such as IoT sensors and predictive maintenance tools to stabilize the finance. Next, the company could sell off non-core assets such as unused property or equipment to raise cash and reduce debt. Lastly, seeking financial assistance from government programs or private investors. And during COVID-19 pandemic, the company has to provide employees with remote work options where possible to minimize the risk of transmissions. The other thing is improving their customer service and communications to maintain customer loyalty and attract new customers.
Then, the features of firm. The features of firm of Indah Water is a monopoly market. A monopoly market is when a single seller has most of the market share. This means customers have only one option for buying certain products. This table is 4 characteristics of monopoly, oligopoly, perfect competition, and monopolistic competition. Next, the advantage and disadvantage of monopoly. There are some of the advantage of monopoly. Firstly, monopoly firms tend to be more efficient, creative, and good service. Second, monopoly gain lower average cost due to being the only seller. Third, the government has the authority to control prices for both sellers and buyers. The disadvantage of monopoly are customers have fewer choices, lower workers may experience monopoly power. Lastly, diseconomies in scale may happen as it is such a big firm.
There are some of the core activities of Indah Water, such as water reclamation plant, trade effluent, hazard and operability analysis study. For water reclamation plants, this wastewater can be reclaimed and used by industries and commercial businesses. Water usage is essential for manufacturing and production, and trade bioeffluent can be used for industrial use, reducing reliance on raw water. For trade effluent, the project used biological processes and flexibility, allowing for additional loadings from industrial wastewater. The trade effluent will benefit the environment and optimize investment costs for industrial wastewater treatment plants. And the last one, for hazard and operability analysis study, IWK offer hazard consultancy service for sewerage and water industry. It's also providing comprehensive solution to identify deficiencies, potential hazard, risks, and operability issues. That's all for this time. We hope that all the explanations that have been given can be understood by you guys. Thank you for watching.